Hi Matthew, I hope you enjoyed your weekend. Before we get started, I am going to pull up the fun fact of the week. So here it is. There it is. Okay, so the world's largest reptile is a saltwater crocodile. They live in southern Asia and Australia in the Pacific Ocean, and they're about 13 to 18 feet long and can weigh around 2,200 pounds, sometimes more, which actually makes them bigger than a polar bear. So hopefully you've learned something, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up your essay. Okay, so thank you for submitting. I'm glad you did. Just next time, please try and complete the assignment. I can only help you as much as you are willing to be helped, and a lot of that just requires you finishing the assignment and sending it in so I can help you. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, good job of answering the question. You were clear. I know what you're saying, and you did stay on topic, so good job there. There are a couple of things that need work. For one, your essay is a little bit repetitive. You tend to say the same thing over and over, and part of that may just be because this is a topic sentence, and you've not written much more, so try and keep that in mind next time you write. And the big thing is just to give more detail and explanation. You've done a good job of telling me what you think, but there's not much of a picture there. So if I tell you it's nice out, I mean, I've told you something about what it's like out, but you don't really understand what that means. You don't know what that looks like. You don't know why I think it's nice. But if I tell you it's nice out because the sun is shining and it's 80 degrees and there's a light breeze, you get a better picture of what I'm talking about. So keep that in mind for next time. The last thing is really that what you've written here is a giant run-on sentence. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways to split it up so that it's clearer for the reader. So the first thing you can do is actually just add a period. You can split it up into multiple sentences. So if you take your first section, never giving up is important because when you grow up, it will help you on anything in the real world. Period. That's one thought. It was already clearly stated before. You just needed to add some punctuation, and it makes it so the reader gets a moment to stop, process what you've said, and have a better understanding of it. It's too overwhelming when things just go on and on, so that's one way to do it. The next is to change it into a compound sentence. So, in case you don't remember what that means, I have a brief explanation below, and I'll go over that with you. But what you would do is you take, well, for example, we have the second half of your submission. If you give up on yourself, you won't be able to do anything in the real world. So it is important to not give up because it will help you on anything, so never give up. So basically your sentence would start here at if, so you capitalize the I, you'd add a comma after world to go before so, and it divides the sentence in half. Because this actually can stand alone, right? This is what's called an independent clause. It has a subject, a predicate, a verb, and it's perfectly fine by itself, but because the rest of your sentence is not, it's a dependent clause that only has a subject and a verb, you need to combine them. And the way to do that is either to add an adverb or, in your case, a comma. So that is explained below. And again, it will make it clearer for a reader and give them a chance to process what you've said. So the brief recap is compound sentences, and then we'll be good to go. So a compound sentence combines an independent and dependent clause. For instance, my dog ate my homework while I was sleeping is a compound sentence. So the independent clause is what's underlined. It works as a sentence on its own. So the equivalent would be, for your writing, if you give up on yourself, you won't be able to do anything in the real world. Period. Independent clause. A dependent clause contains a subject and a verb, excuse me, like a sentence, but it does not stand alone by itself. So, while I was sleeping is a dependent clause, or so it is important not to give up is not. So it is important not to give up is also a dependent clause. So just keep that in mind. If you have any questions, feel free to stick them on the end of your paper below skills. I do actually check these before I start my next video. So I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next time.